Hey folks, welcome to another Cabin Life. I'm Glenn. Maureen is out on an errand today, so I thought I'd just discuss a little bit about a few comments that we had from some previous buying land videos. We had a comment stating the opinion that, taxes are just a money grab, they're a scam, and just like insurance. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, of course, and we respect that. But at the same time, there's the other half of the coin. It got me to thinking that maybe that's a little short-sighted in saying that, taxes are a scam and whatnot. Now, keep in mind, like many of our viewers, we're just like you. We'd prefer less taxes. We'd prefer less government. With government creating more layers of controls and basically they're extending their reach, they're tightening their grip on society, and that's something that we'd prefer to have less of that in our lives, not more of it. But as it happens, it's becoming more difficult, more challenging to create the kind of life that we want, free from the rules and regulations, free from the burdens of overtaxing, and we'd like to stay free and be our own determining factor in our lives. And it seems like the government rules, basically it's there just to keep society in the box. Up in unorganized areas like we are here, we feel that there are less rules and less regulations in this particular unorganized township. We feel it's best to strike a balance between the number of services available and the level of taxes which are levied on a community, and there's a balance, in the amount of taxes that should be charged and the amount of services that are provided. Without taxes, there'd be very few roads, there'd be mud holes along the trails, and it would be hard to get from one place to another. It'd be hard on the vehicle. Without the taxes for garbage disposal, the landfill site, we'd be forced to basically burn our garbage, and that wouldn't be good for the environment. So there is a place for taxes, and basically in this unorganized township, that's what we pay for. We pay the roads board, and we pay for the landfill site for disposing of our daily garbage. Also, there's taxes for medical, hospitals, education, that kind of thing. Without taxes, I guess in a way, it'd be kind of like akin to the caveman days. What did they have for infrastructure? But we need the roads. We need a place to properly dispose of our trash and our daily waste. We need the medical services, the hospitals, the educational services, and a certain amount of social services and security to maintain some degree of order in society. But we don't need excessive amounts of taxes that burden us, and we don't want to pay for the excess services that we don't necessarily benefit from or want or need. So it really doesn't make sense to pay taxes on services that we can't access or services that we don't need or don't want. That's why we chose to live here in the unorganized area that we're in, with low taxes and almost no services other than the local roads board and the landfill site. The roads board, it maintains the road, puts fresh gravel on the road and grades it every season. And in the winter, they plow the roads of snow. They put the sand and salt down on it to maintain the roads. And that just makes it a lot easier for us to get around. It's easier on the vehicle. We can drive our vehicle to the landfill site to dispose of our waste. And we really don't like the taxes, but we do enjoy the services that these taxes we pay for provide. There are those in some unorganized townships that are paying higher taxes than they would prefer, and that's because they're also getting additional services. Some unorganized townships, for instance, have a marina that they take care of, and they tax the ratepayers on that service. So those that don't own a boat or don't use the marina, then they don't really have any need for that and feel that it's excessive. right? And so in that case, it's best to do your homework before you purchase a property and find out what the taxes are and what the taxes cover, what kind of services are available and what ones aren't, and match those to your needs. Well, that brings us to the point that some say insurance is unnecessary and that it's just a scam and it's a money grab. But, there's a couple different ways that you can look at that. Some suggest that, hey, if you just save the money that you'd be spending on insurance and put that money aside, you'd be able to apply that when you need it in the times where you have to, replace something and it's your own personal insurance program. And that's all fine and dandy. But if you look at the larger picture and the larger expense of the picture, for instance, on a home insurance, for the premiums that you pay, whatever, $3, $4, $5, $6,000 a month even, at less than $12,000 a year for premiums, what would happen if your home burnt to the ground? And okay, you've put aside $1,000 a month to cover your home as insurance, so that you could have have it replaced and rebuild. But if your home burns down and all that's left is a foundation, then you can draw on the money that you've saved over a few years of saving insurance premiums and apply that to the building of your home, and that money, it may equate to just a fraction of the actual cost of rebuilding your home. So that is definitely something to consider. Will those saved funds cover the cost of rebuilding? You've got to assess the risk, your personal risk and your risk tolerance, your comfort zone, as to how that feels to be without insurance, that if something happens to that item, the home, property, then will you be able to rebuild and rectify the situation, from the money that you've put aside? So it's very much a personal decision as to whether you purchase insurance. And sometimes that definitely pays off when the unexpected tragedy hits, that a home, catches fire and burns down or is destroyed by, flood or wind and that kind of a thing. So, perhaps if you've got the water nearby and you've got the pumps and so forth, you can be your own fire department. And in a way, that's your own form of insurance. And if you feel that mitigates your risk factor and you feel comfortable with that, then by all means, you do what works for you. There are some people, like in this unorganized township, there have been those that basically clear the trees all around their home, and they'll even go to the point of digging a pond so they have lots of fresh water and available water to fight a fire in the event that happens. So it's, again, that is something that it's up to each person to decide whether that suits them or not. Before we purchased this property here, 40 acres, beautiful wooded land, we did some homework, found out what was available in this township, what wasn't available, what were the taxes, what services were available, what were we allowed to do, were there building permits required, were there other permits required for what we wanted to do. So each of these things will have a bearing on where you choose to move to, where you choose to buy land. For us, we just want to get away to where there's peace and quiet, and I'm a nature recordist, so I want to set my microphones out and record, whether it's all day and all night, without the interference of trains and trucks and construction and all that kind of thing. So this piece of property is perfect for what we want to do. So for us, this was our retirement plan. And we're very happy here. As I say, a very quiet, just a lovely spot. We anticipated that we would have some challenges along the way. And there's a lot of positive and negative that comes with moving on to a rural property, especially in unorganized areas. So do your research as you go. Well, we'd like to hear from you. If you have any questions or comments, drop a comment below. And that's all for now. We'll see you next time. For Maureen, I'm Glenn, right here on Cabin Life. Over and out, and take care.